Good morning, friends. In this session, we are going to talk about generation of free radicals, carbenes and nitrines, stability of these intermediates, and reactions involving these intermediates. Let us talk about free radicals. Free radicals are generated by the homolytic bond cleavage of covalent bond. When the molecule is exposed to sunlight or heated to high temperature, homolytic bond cleavage takes place and free radical is generated as an intermediate. Now let us take few examples in which reactions free radicals are generated. If you consider the azo compound means carbon double. Azo compounds on thermal cleavage gives free radicals. Azo group means nitrogen double bond nitrogen is called azo group. Compounds containing azo group are called azo compounds. Or N double bond N, or where R may be any substituent. It may be alkyl or aryl. When it is subjected to thermal reaction or when it is heated, it undergoes homolytic bond cleavage, nitrogen and this carbon. The bond between nitrogen and carbon is broken homolytically. One electron goes to nitrogen, one electron goes to carbon, and we get alkyl free radical. Again here the bond between nitrogen and carbon is broken homolytically, and we get one electron on carbon, so we get two alkyl free radicals. And electron on nitrogen, electron this nitrogen, they form another bond, so we get triple bond nitrogen molecule. By the elimination of a nitrogen molecule, azo compound converts into alkyl free radical. Free radical is generated in this reaction. Second reaction, photochemical cleavage of chlorine molecule results in the formation of chlorine free radicals. When chlorine molecule or any halogen molecule is exposed to diffused sunlight, the bond between two chlorine atoms is broken homolytically and both chlorine atoms take one electron each, and it converts into chlorine free radical. We get two chlorine free radicals. Another example, decomposition of benzoxyl radical gives phenyl radical and carbon dioxide. It is already free radical. Again, on further heating, it undergoes the bond between carbon and this benzene ring is broken homolytically. One electron goes to carbon, one electron goes to benzene ring. So we get phenyl free radical, and there is one electron on carbon, one electron on oxygen. It forms another bond, double bond. So O double bond C double bond O, carbon dioxide molecule. So carbon dioxide molecule is eliminated with the formation of phenyl free radical. Now let us see the stability of free radicals. As we see in case of carbocations and carbanions, there are three types of free radicals. When electron is present on carbon, they are called carbon free radicals. So we talk about carbon free radicals. The nature of carbon on which electron is present, on that basis there are three types of free radicals. Carbon containing minimum of two hydrogen atoms is called primary carbon. Electron is present on primary carbon, it is primary free radical. Here there are three hydrogen atoms, so this is also primary carbon, so it is also primary free radical. When only one hydrogen is present on carbon, it is secondary carbon. Electron is present on secondary carbon, it is secondary free radical. When there are no hydrogen atoms on carbon, all the three are substituents, then it is tertiary carbon. So electron is present on tertiary carbon, it is tertiary free radical. Primary free radical, secondary free radical, tertiary free radical. When you see the stability of these free radicals, Methyl free radical is less stable than primary free radical, which is less stable than secondary free radical, which in turn less stable than tertiary free radical. This is most stable free radical, and methyl radical is least stable free radical. The reason for this difference in stability between different type of free radicals, hyperconjugation and resonance, they are used to explain the difference in electronegativity. When alkyl group is present as a substituents, then we can write different hyperconjugative structures. Hyperconjugation means no bond resonance. An electron between carbon and hydrogen is shifted and we get double bond, and one electron remains on hydrogen. There is no bond between carbon and hydrogen. So no bond resonance. This is known as hyperconjugation. So here between this carbon and hydrogen no bond. So this is another structure. We can write different hyperconjugative structures. As the number of hyperconjugative structures increases, stability also increases. In case of primary free radical, there are 3 hydrogen atoms attached to carbon. Therefore, we can write 3 hyperconjugative structures for primary free radical. For secondary free radical, there are 6 hydrogen atoms attached to 2 carbon atoms. CH3, CH3. Therefore, for these 3 structures, for this group 3 structures, totally 6 structures are possible. Whereas in case of tertiary free radical, there are 9 hydrogen atoms totally. Therefore, 9 hyperconjugative structures are possible. For tertiary free radical, 9 structures are possible. For secondary, 6 structures are possible. For primary, 3 structures are possible. For this, no hyperconjugation. Therefore, this is least stable. This is most stable. Greater the number of hyperconjugative structures, more will be the stability. For that reason, there is a difference in stability. Allyl and benzyl free radicals are more stable than alkyl free radicals due to resonance. So whenever there is resonance is possible, stability is enhanced. Allyl free radical. So we are told allyl means carbon-carbon double bond and carbon single bond. Carbon double bond carbon, single bond carbon. This carbon is called allylic carbon. The group is allyl group. Free radical, allylic free radical. So if the electron moves here and the electron goes to this carbon, so we get single bond carbon, double bond carbon. So exactly both are same. So we get resonance structures. Due to resonance effect, this is most stable. Benzyl free radical, CH2 with 1 electron. Now the electrons, pi electrons, they move towards this position, and the electron moves to this ortho position. This is 1 free radical. Here, then this double bond is shifted and electron goes to this position, para position. Again, this electron, pi electrons move to this position, so it goes to this another ortho position. So we get electron here. So these two are ortho positions. This is para position. So due to resonance, benzyl free radical is more stable. Now let us see in what all the reactions free radicals are involved. If you take halogenation of free radical, halogenation of alkanes, this reaction proceeds via free radical mechanism. When the mixture of methane and chlorine is exposed to diffused sunlight, then hydrogen atom of methane are replaced by chlorine atom, one by one. First one hydrogen is replaced by chlorine, we get CH3Cl. The reaction doesn't stop at the stage, mono substitution stage. It continues further. Second hydrogen is replaced by another chlorine, we get CH2Cl2, methylene chloride. Then third hydrogen is replaced by chlorine, we get CHCl3, and last hydrogen is also replaced by chlorine, CCl4. So we get a mixture of CH3Cl, CH2Cl2, CHCl3, CCl4. So this follows free radical reaction because it is a photochemical reaction. So halogenation of all alkenes, it proceeds via free radical reaction. So here we have taken methane as an example. So we can take ethane, propane, any compound, halogenation proceeds via free radical reaction. Then anti-Markovnikov addition of HBr to alkene proceeds via free radical mechanism. In case of Markovnikov addition of hydrogen halide to unsymmetrical alkene, hydrogen goes to carbon containing more number of hydrogen atoms. That is Markovnikov addition. According to that, hydrogen goes to this carbon, becomes CH3, Br goes to this carbon, we get CH3, Cbr, CH3, CH3. This should be Markovnikov addition. But here, anti-Markovnikov addition means opposite to Markovnikov addition, hydrogen bromide is added to this unsymmetrical alkene to form. Here, bromine goes to more substituted hydrogen, carbon, and hydrogen goes to less substituted carbon. So therefore, it is CH3, CH, CH3, single bond CH2, Br. Anti-Markovnikov addition. This anti-Markovnikov addition proceeds in presence of peroxide. Peroxide first undergoes homolytic bond cleavage and we get alkoxy free radical RO with one electron. The bond between this OO is broken homolytically and both oxygen atoms take one electron each and alkoxy free radical is generated. That alkoxy free radical reacts with the HBr, takes one hydrogen free radical and converts into alcohol and bromine free radical is generated. That bromine free radical attacks this carbon and free radical is generated on this carbon. So like this the reaction proceeds. So as per anti-Markovnikov addition, opposite to Markovnikov addition, the reaction takes place. So in this reaction, free radical is the intermediate. Another example, alkenes can be brominated in the allylic position using NBS, N-bromosuccinamide. The reaction is known as Wolff-Ziegler reaction. Here also free radical is generated as an intermediate. This is N means nitrogen, N-bromosuccinamide. This is succinamide. NH is succinamide. Here instead of hydrogen, bromine is present. So N-bromosuccinamide. So it undergoes homolytic bond cleavage. But nitrogen bromine bond is broken homolytically. One electron on nitrogen, one electron on bromine. Bromine free radical is generated. This bromine free radical reacts with alkene. So allylic hydrogen. So this is allyl carbon, double bond, single bond C. This is allylic carbon, hydrogen atom is allylic hydrogen. Here the bond between carbon and hydrogen is homolytically broken and hydrogen free radical reacts with HBr, Br free radical to form HBr. And this is free radical is generated here. That free radical reacts with HBr molecule. Again homolytic bond cleavage. Bromine is attached to this position and hydrogen free radical is generated. So in this way, allylic bromination takes place via free radical reaction. Now let us go to second type of intermediate, carbenes. Carbenes are nothing but divalent electron deficient carbon species. There are two bonds on carbon. It is divalent and lone pair of electrons present on carbon. So here this is divalent electron deficient carbon species is called carbene. It is obtained in the thermal decomposition of diazo compound. In different reactions, carbene is generated as intermediate. When diazo compound is heated, it decomposes. The bond between carbon and nitrogen is broken homolytically. There are two electrons, one electron from this bond, one electron from this bond. So two electrons are present on carbon. These two electrons are shared between two nitrogen atoms and become triple bond. Nitrogen molecule is released. So carbene is generated as an intermediate. In another reaction, photolysis or pyrolysis. Photolysis means photochemical reaction. Pyrolysis means heating, thermal reaction of ketene. So this is known as ketene. C double bond O. This intermediate is ketene. When acid chloride is treated with base, so we get hydrogen from this carbon, chlorine from this carbon, it is eliminated HCl, and we get C double bond O. Ketene is generated. Then the bond is, when it is heated or exposed to sunlight, this bond between carbon is broken homolytically. Both carbon atoms take 2 electrons each. There are 2 bonds, so 2 from each bond 1 electron. So 2 electrons on this carbon, 2 electrons on this carbon. Carbon monoxide is generated and carbene is generated as an intermediate. So during the photolysis or pyrolysis of ketene, carbene is generated as an intermediate. R. Alpha elimination of HX means a hydrogen halide from haloform, chloroform, brome of element with base. This is in case of Riemer-Tiemann reaction. When phenol is heated with sodium hydroxide and chloroform, salicylic acid is obtained. Salicylaldehyde is obtained. This is the reaction. Riemer-Tiemann reaction, phenol reacts with chloroform and sodium hydroxide, salicylaldehyde is obtained. So in the reaction mechanism, when chloroform is heated with sodium hydroxide, alpha elimination means hydrogen and chlorine from the same atom eliminated as HCl, and we get CCl2 with electrons and NaCl. That HCl reacts with sodium hydroxide, neutralization takes place, NaCl plus water. So dichlorocarbene. So this is dichlorocarbene is an intermediate. So during Riemer-Tiemann reaction, dichlorocarbene is generated as an intermediate. Now when we see the stability of carbenes, there are 2 electrons present on carbon. So if both electrons may present in the same orbital, or they are unpaired and present in 2 different orbitals. Single electrons on 2 different orbitals. So this is known as paired condition. The electrons are paired and present in the same orbital. Then it is called singlet state. When they get unpaired and distributed between 2 orbitals, then it is called triplet state. Singlet state, triplet state. Triplet state carbene is more stable than singlet state carbene. So here, this is more stable than this one. Carbenes in which carbon of carbene is attached to 2 atoms which having both lone pair of is more stable due to resonance. For example, if you have this type of carbene where on nitrogen there are 2 substituents which are nitrogen atoms, lone pair of electrons are present, and here nitrogen and nitrogen, they also contain lone pair of electrons. When such situation arises, due to resonance, this carbene is more stable. So here we can write different resonance structures for this type of carbene intermediate. Then this is more stable. So whenever such a situation arises, we have 2 type of lone pair of electrons, then resonance is possible, which increases the stability. So triplet state carbene is more stable than singlet state carbene. Let us see the reactions involving carbene as an intermediate. As I told, dichlorocarbene is a reactive intermediate in carbylamine reaction. So primary amine on heating with chloroform and potassium hydroxide, we get a carbylamine. So here, when you see the mechanism, chloroform reacts with the potassium hydroxide to form dichlorocarbene as an intermediate. That dichlorocarbene reacts with amine to form isocyanide. So this is here, carbene is the intermediate. addition of alkene, carbene to alkene to give cyclopropane. When alkene is heated with diazomethane or exposed to sunlight, then here CH2 carbene is generated, nitrogen is eliminated and it becomes carbene. That carbene reacts with carbon-carbon double bond and the ring is generated between these two carbon atoms and this carbon. A 3-membered ring is generated, cyclopropane derivative. If there are substituents on the carbon here, there are 2 hydrogen atoms. If there are substituent, then substituted all cyclopropane. In another reaction, Armstrong-Stirred reaction, carboxylic acid converts into higher carboxylic acid. In this, acid converts into acid chloride by treating with hyaluron chloride. Then acid chloride converts into azide by treating with diazomethane. Here, carbene is generated as an intermediate. Carbene is generated as intermediate. Then, on heating with silver oxide, it converts into higher carboxylic acid. It is the elimination of nitrogen. Now let us go to another type of intermediate, nitrene. Nitrene means on nitrogen lone pair of electrons present. 2 substituents or 1 substituent with pair of electrons is called nitrene. So it is generated by the photolytic or thermal decomposition of acids. So we take alkyl halide. When it is treated with hydrozoic acid, then HX is eliminated and RN3. Azide is formed. When this azide is heated or exposed to diffuse sunlight, then the bond between nitrogen and nitrogen is broken. We get nitrogen molecule is eliminated and 1 nitrogen is attached to alkyl group with lone pair of electrons. This is known as nitrene intermediate. Or another one, base catalyzed alpha elimination of amides. Or CONH2 is amide. When 1 hydrogen of nitrogen is replaced by bromine substituted, then N-bromoamide. This is N-bromoamide. And heating with hydroxide ion or base, HBr is eliminated. Alpha elimination means elimination from the same atom is known as alpha elimination. Here bromine and hydrogen both are attached to same atom. HBr is eliminated. Therefore, this is known as alpha elimination. So here we get RCON, nitrogen free radical, plus water and Br minus. OH minus, H plus, water, and this one Br minus. So nitrene is generated as an intermediate. When we see the stability of nitranes, again there are 2 states. One is singlet state, other one triplet state. In singlet state, both paired electrons present in the same orbital. In triplet state, they become unpaired and present in 2 different orbitals. So triplet state is lower in energy than singlet state. Always lower the energy, higher the stability. Therefore, triplet state nitrene is more stable than singlet state nitrene. As nitrogen is more electronegative and holds its electron closer to the nucleus, which decreases energy and increases stability. Compared to carbene, nitrene is more stable because nitrogen is more electronegative than carbon. Therefore, nitrene intermediate is more stable than carbene. Among different type of nitrates, here triplet nitrate, singlet nitrate. Single electrons in 2 different orbitals, paired electrons in single orbital. So the singlet state nitrene is less stable than triplet state nitrene. Let us see in what are the reactions these nitrenes are involved. In Hofmann rearrangement or Hofmann bromamide reaction. Hofmann bromamide reaction. When amide is treated with sodium hydroxide and bromine, it converts into primary amide. So this reaction is known as bromamide reaction. In this bromamide reaction, nitrene is generated as an intermediate. Or when nitrene, NH with nitrene is subject reaction with alkene, it forms a cyclic structure, a three-membered cyclic structure. This is called azeride. So, where in carbene it is cyclopropane, here nitrogen is as a part of the three-membered ring, then it is called azeride. So, we get azeride as a product. When alkene reacts with nitrene, azeride is the product. Or nitrene can be easily inserted into CH bond leading to amine or amide. If you take one example, nitrene with any alkane, then so we can insert RCO, NH, hydrogen goes here, and CH3, RCO, NH, CR. Amide is formed. Therefore, in these reactions, nitrines are involved. With this, I completed the reactive intermediates, carbocations, carbene ions, free radicals, carbenes and nitranes. You can refer these books for the more details. Thank you very much for listening to me.